Nambukalakani Liwaya, Nambukalakani Nepera, Nambukalakani Nambukalakani Bobo Hobe, Nambukalakani Ho 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 Ho, Nambukalakani Ho 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 Ho, Nambuamadio Kaka, Nambuamadio Ka, Nambuamadio Nuwa, Nambuamadio Kaka, Nambuamadio Kaka. Welcome everyone, welcome. Chimoge here, I'm back again. Thank you to all my returning viewers. For the new people, I'll give you 4 things, just so that this greeting is not too long, but you know. My government name is Chimoge Chijuke Ibe. Look it up. That last name is spelled I-B-E. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. And yes, that is an unnatural demarcation, but I'm being quick. You know where it is. Check it out and look up the areas around Atlanta, and you get a sense of how you could refer to this place in a more natural way. I'll leave it at that. I publish music under the name Nkworie, Nkworie, Nkworie. And I usually capitalize the N and the second O. And that's also the name of one of my other YouTube channels. Check it out. 4th thing, my matrilineal village is Ebem or Hafia. That is the village in which my matrilineage was born. EBEM, OHAFIA. Look it up. It's in West Africa. Kabunam Nongaha. This is coming straight from the ancestors. And to be more specific, my ancestors and you know, I think a lot of other people's ancestors are getting involved. Because, you know, if you just say the ancestors, it's a little vague. But I think everyone's ancestors, except for those that we can no longer speak about, will agree with me on this. In the world today, people have gone brain dead. And part of that brain deadness is they don't know who they are. They don't even know how to describe themselves. So people have taken to describing the groups they're a part of using unnatural demarcations. And when they do that, they start to create groups that don't really exist. I'm going to use some real ones. For example, let's use an American. What is an American? I've said this before, I'll say it again. America does not exist. Someone or some people drew lines on a map a long time ago, but also in the span of human history, not that long ago. You should know what I mean. Someone drew lines on a map and then decided to wage war to make everyone play a game. This is the game of America exists. If you go out into nature, you cannot touch America. Let me move. Naama, the father of knowledge. It's a saint. He is a saint. He manifests his category of life as the animal we call the cow. And yes, he must be eaten. You must eat the father of knowledge to obtain knowledge. You must eat the father of knowledge to obtain knowledge. I'm on my way to eat the father of knowledge after this message. Yes. The world is rough. We have to eat people to survive. Animals are people. So are so-called plants. To all my vegetarians out there, I know a lot of you don't eat meat because you want to be nice. You're just deluding yourself. That plant you're eating is alive. No, you got like kind of no, you got like kind of call, kids. No, you got like kind of me, man, yeah. No, you got like kind of 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 no, you got like kind So yes, back to the main topic. America doesn't exist, but now a lot of people choose to describe themselves as Americans. And worse yet, people are creating subgroups, X type of American, Y type of American, and claiming that this is their native land when that doesn't make historical sense. And I'll leave it at that. The vast majority of people's lineages, of the people who live in America, were not born here. And because America's fake and also is way younger than human history, it makes no sense to describe yourself as an XYZ American. And I'll leave it at that. That goes for everyone. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's elevate the discourse. Let me use my second example. Nigeria. 1914, they created the entity. And then about 1960, the entity was free. Or was it 1965? I need to check the books again. The point is, all of my grandparents are older than the freedom of the thing. And I think all of my great-grandparents are older than the thing itself. So why is anyone a Nigerian? You're playing pretend. That is some lines on a map. Stop it. And I'll just leave it at that. I'm really going to leave it at that. I'm really talking about people's personal lives and personal interactions here today. There's a lot of foolishness that goes on. And I just want to note I've registered viewers. I know I registered them a while ago, but I was fired up. Thank you very much. Every view is a blessing. I also see a comment, hello back. Thank you. Every comment is a blessing. I read them at my discretion. Please like, share, and subscribe. So, we really need to get more mature. And what I don't like are two things. One, when individual people say they cannot interact because they have different connections to these lines on the map, that's just nonsense. I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't make any sense. The groups aren't even real. And when it comes to real groups, that generally doesn't make sense. And I'll just leave it at that. Side note, white people are a very different kind of group. And I'll just leave it at that. But when you look at the kind of oppression they exact upon the world, defense protocols that people take against them are exceptional. You cannot just look at the people in the next village and say, yes, they're my white people now. No, that's ignorant. Let me move. No, look, I like how you yeah, so that's one. Don't stop interacting with someone or whatever because they're part of a different faith group or whatever. Two, and this is a deeper level of this, people try and prevent reproduction. I really don't want to say more. You know what I mean. Oh, you were born on this side of the border. I don't think that you can marry my brother. First of all, that is not how the family blessing should manifest. Your family should do some sort of checkup on people that you have presented to them as someone you want to, have a child with. But that checkup has its limits, I'll leave it at that. And it shouldn't be stupid. So if the checkup is limited to, hey, they were born over there, no. And I'll just leave it at that. So, let me just make music. No look I like call, okay. No look I like no look I like Nambukalakanu, Nimeya, Nambukalakanu, Pope, Nambukalakanu, ha ha, Nambukalakanu, ha ha, Nambukalakanu, Ha ha, Nambu Amadio ha 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 ha, Namabu Amadio ha. Kaka Namabu Amadio ha. Kaka Riahu Nama. Kaka Bikori Nama. Ha ha, please eat the beef. Ha ha, lemon powder even more. Ha ha, beef and lemon powder. Kaka, this is any better. Ha ha, abu me better uzuku kaka. Abu me better nuanketa. Abu me better amatyo ha. Abu me better no kike ya. Abu me better bobe. Abu me better ope. Abu me better nuwa. Abu me better nuanketa. Kabrinam Nogo. Alright, let me just restate the main points again and I'll go. The main point and the title of this Greatest Man Alive segment, and I might not get the exact words that I used when I wrote it down, but you know what I mean. The main point is that people must stop using fake demarcations to describe their innate group identity. And let me be more explicit. People need to stop acting like their quote unquote country is their lineage. That is nonsense. People need to stop acting like their quote unquote city is their lineage. That is nonsense. It's causing a lot of nonsense. Crime in this world today. It has to stop. There are two massive ways this manifests. One, where people say that they cannot interact with other people because they're from another fake demarcation. Stupid. And two, an even deeper level of this, people say that they or relatives, and I'll limit it to that, cannot have romantic relationships with someone from a different fake demarcation. Nonsense. We need to stop this. We need to get serious. It would be childish if there wasn't so much crime in it, because children do not commit crime. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Please patronize my business. I'm going to get some beef. Get some beef too. Get some lemon powder. Have a well-rounded diet. I'll see you next time. Shimoge here.